A complaint has been lodged against a controversial Meitei senior police officer who allegedly threatened to kill a former KSO president today. Retired Colonel Nectar Sanjembam, currently serving as the Senior Superintendent of Police Combat, a newly established position by the government of N. Biren Singh amid the ongoing ethnic violence in Manipur, has landed in trouble after purportedly issuing death threats to H. Thangtinlane Daniel Mate, a former president of KSO Thengnopal. Mate submitted a written complaint to the officer in charge of Thengnopal Police Station requesting for the registration of an FIR against the Senior Superintendent of Police Combat. In his complaint, Mate stated that on February 12, he received a call from a number registered to Mr. Nectar, a retired colonel and the present Senior Superintendent of Police, a resident of Thengnopal village in Thengnopal district. Mate mentioned that he did not answer the call due to the late hour. However, after a few minutes of receiving the call, he received a life-threatening text message from the Senior Superintendent of Police, as stated in his complaint, accompanied by a screenshot provided to the officer in charge of Thengnopal Police Station. The former KSO leader appealed to the officer in charge of Thengnopal Police Station to take legal action against the individual who threatened him, while asserting that he had not engaged in any actions against the SSP Combat or any other persons to deserve such a life-threatening warning. Mate also expressed concern for his safety and that of his family unless the police authority takes the matter urgently, and appealed for the apprehension and prosecution of the perpetrator. The life-threatening messages Mate received from the SSP Combat included phrases such as, "I'm going to kill you," "Be very careful of me," "I have lost my boy," "I will not spare you," "I know you by face," "I will not stop hunting you till I die, I swear on Jesus." Once a decorated army officer and recipient of the Kirti Chakra Award, Nectar Sanjembam's appointment as the Senior Superintendent of Police Combat has stirred controversy. The position was especially created for him by the State Home Department on 28 August 2023, citing a decision taken by the State Cabinet on 12 June 2023. The retired colonel of the Indian Army's elite 21 Para-Security Force, who led operations against Meitei militants in June 2015, days after the attack in Manipur's Chandel district that left 18 army personnel dead, and who personally killed at least 6 Meitei insurgents with his silenced Uzi rifle, is now allegedly helping Meitei militants and radicalized groups in the ongoing ethnic conflict and instigating violence, contrary to the mandate of his appointment. The circumstances surrounding the prematurely retired colonel's appointment included relaxation of all prevalent recruitment norms as a special case for a 5-year tenure. Barely 10 days after Sanjembam's appointment, heavy firing occurred in Thengnopal district where he was posted, as heavily armed Meitei militants attacked Palel Kuki village, wherein one Kuki village volunteer was killed and many houses in Palel Bazaar were razed to the ground. The Kuki apex body, Kuki Inpi Manipur, has criticized the appointment, questioning its constitutional validity and alleging ulterior motives by the state government to perpetuate ethnic cleansing against the Kukis. The Committee on Tribal Unity, or KOTU Sadar Hills, considered the attack on Palel Molnoi area by Meitei militants as a direct consequence of the appointment of Nectar Sanjembam as the Senior Superintendent of Police Combat. The committee maintained that rules for Nectar Sanjembam's appointment are nowhere found in the Constitution or in any recruitment rules, and even urged the central government to intervene and revoke the appointment to maintain the sanctity and image of the Indian Army. The Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, or the ITLF, has similarly expressed concern regarding the appointment of Nectar Sanjembam, particularly considering the attack on Palel just 10 days after his appointment. On January 8, the Kukizo women of Moray Hill Town apprehended the SSP combat Nectar Sanjembam, whom they alleged attempted to harm the Kukizo community in Moray Hill Town. Allegedly, Nectar Sanjembam went to the crowded morning market with automatic rifles during curfew relaxation hours while donning an army uniform and attempted to carry out a massacre upon the Kukizo. The local women who kept strict vigil in the area fortunately noticed the retired colonel and caught him before he could execute his plan. However, when the women folk escorted the SSP back to Moray Bazaar, the Meitei militants and Arambai Tengol opened fire towards the civilians, resulting in fresh unrest in the border town. The Kuki bodies also raised questions on the sanctity of Assam Rifles owing to the slanted role and partisan efforts of Nectar Sanjembam. The incidents involving Sanjembam highlight a disturbing pattern that indicates bias and a disregard for the safety and security of the Kuki-Zo community in Manipur. And now, the issue of death threats to a former KSO leader not only undermines the credibility of the Manipur police, but also raises serious doubts regarding the sincerity of the Manipur police in their desire to bring peace and stability to the region.